What's going on, you guys? If you're new here, my name is Maury, and welcome back to another video. So, I haven't done an update. It's been a couple weeks since I went to the vet with Ruby, and I have not done an update just yet. So, I guess it's time for an update with good news, which I know a lot of people probably, if they knew Ruby since the beginning of this channel, would probably have been worried about Ruby. I've had friends that have known Ruby and were a little bit worried about her because the condition she's been in and what she's been going through. It's kind of uncalled for. We don't really know what's going on. But luckily, the only thing that's going on with Ruby is age, which is a good thing. Ruby is 8 years old. She is a senior dachshund at this point. But she's been having some issues and some sores and some grumpiness and just some overall slowness. So I was a little bit worried something was going on. I've talked to a few people I know, and they said it might be cancer. Because cancer in dachshunds is probable, but luckily that is not the case. They did blood work, they ran panels, they did everything they could have for Ruby just to make sure, and cancer has been completely ruled out. And they said she has a small infection, which most likely was caused, they don't know what it was caused by because she had no open sores aside from those injuries on her. So really, we don't really know what's going on all in all, but we do know it's nothing serious. So I've been so worried about that because of what happened with Dot. Dot passed from heart failure when Dot was 11 years old. Ruby's getting close to that age. My senior dogs are starting to slow down. Duke is really, really slowing down, and he's actually going to the vet on the 20th because he's having a lot of pain. And for some reason, Heimdall is rolling on the floor, acting like he's, I don't know. He does this every day. But luckily, no issues with Ruby. Ruby's doing really, really well. I think my biggest worry was just the, possibility of cancer. The good thing about having vet techs on that you know personally on staff and that you can call, whether it's, it helps because they can kind of help you rule some things out and tell you what the possible diagnosis is. Even though they can't write anything that is for a vet to decide, it does kind of give you some peace of mind, but at the same time, make you realize how serious an issue is. But luckily, we're not looking at anything serious. She got some antibiotics, some stuff for her ears because they said because it was behind her ears, it could be something with her ears. She had no clear sign of an ear infection, but they still wanted to give her some ear medication. So luckily, all in all, she's doing really, really well, which I'm very, very happy about. But overall, it comes with having a senior dog. Dachshunds can live between 12 and 16 years, so you never really know what's going on. Unfortunately, Dot did pass kind of early. So it was the struggle of, we're getting close to that age, what's going to happen? And that goes the same thing for Duke. And with what Duke's going through, it's freaking me out even more. But that's a whole different thing. I'm not going to talk about it until I take him to the vet because this stuff with Duke is absolutely ridiculous. I wish I could really get into depth about everything going on with Duke because this stuff is ridiculous with Duke. Duke was never taken care of very well, and so it's my responsibility to take care of him, which is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, we have to start from scratch because he wasn't taken care of very well. We have to make up for lost time, and hopefully that time has not, gotten too ahead of us because he's gotten so old. I haven't had Duke for that long. So there is hoping that there's nothing going on with Duke and it's a false alarm like Ruby, but we are going to find out. With his age, I doubt he needs a teeth cleaning, but with his age, I doubt they'll do a teeth cleaning on him. But my vet gets back into the country on the 20th, before the 20th, but they have an appointment set up for the 20th to go see my vet. And if it gets worse, I do have an ER vet, but luckily he's actually done a lot better. But overall, just regarding Ruby, Ruby's doing a lot better. She's actually taking a nap right now. This time change has completely messed us up like crazy, but she is doing a lot better. So all that's well that ends well. I'm trying to figure out what is wrong with Heimdall. He is rolling on the floor in front of me. Weirdest dog I have ever had. I don't think you can hear his groans on camera. He's rolling on the floor. But anyway, so that's it for a Ruby update. I hope you guys were not too worried about Ruby. But luckily she is doing better. It's so much to worry about all the time. But we have to take care of our dogs. But it's very easy to get worried about them when it comes to their health. Especially as they get older and they age out, because you never know what you're going to deal with, whether it's Crohn's and Dachshunds or Huntington's or cancer or IVDD or just, it could be anything. You never know what you're going to get. But anyways, that's it for this video. I just want to do a quick Ruby update. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as usual, you guys, I'll see you guys later in the next video. See you guys later.